Hi, my name is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. I'm here today with President and CEO Janet Lee Sheriff of Golden Predator, along with Jim Hesketh, a guest on this interview. Janet, a lot to talk about. I feel Golden Predator is very undervalued right now based on the assets you have and the activity of now two mines in development that could be in production within several years. Along with other assets that I'd like to talk about today that I think the market is completely missing. So I think to start, why don't you get us rolling, how you want to do the interview, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much, Greg. Thanks for doing this today. And I want to welcome Jim Hesketh, who's joining me today. Jim is the president, CEO, and a director of Viva Gold. And I think everybody from our presentation saw that we have recently announced a proposed business combination with Viva Gold that would see Golden Predator being the surviving company. And Jim, following a successful shareholder vote by the Viva shareholders, would become the CEO and president and a director, joining Bill Sheriff as the executive chair and forming a combined board between the two companies. Combining our assets is something that we're very excited about. And I do want to give Jim some time to speak about it today. And also to talk a little bit about sort of a hidden asset in Golden Predator that Jim is looking at. And I think this is one of the exciting things that happens when you bring in a mine builder and new eyes. And I'm really excited about having Jim join us today. So maybe with that, Jim, I'll just let you say a few words as well.
All right, thanks, Janet. Yeah, I'm really excited about this opportunity. My background, I'm a mining engineer and mineral economist by training, but I've made a career out of taking exploration companies forward into production. My last company, Atna Resources, we built two mines starting off from an exploration base and put those in production. And, I see that opportunity here at Golden Predator. The Brewery Creek deposit feasibility study is very well advanced, should be out later this spring. And the Tonopah project of Viva Gold in Nevada, that's ready to go into feasibility study. So we've got two projects that can move forward quite rapidly. Those are both gold projects. And in addition, Golden Predator has a number of exploration assets, the Gold Dome, Brewery Creek, and most importantly, the Marg deposit.
Well, this is the one I really want to talk about because I don't think my subscribers really understood what the Marg was. This is, like you said, Janet, it's a hidden asset that we are getting absolutely no credit for. And this is a serious 43101 resource. Jim, why don't you explain that?
Yeah, well, I am familiar with the Marg deposit. It formerly belonged to Atna Resources back in the 90s. And I was a director of the company at the time it was sold to Yukon Gold, which ultimately found its way into Golden Predator. But Marg is it's near Keno Hill. It's about 40 kilometers east, accessible by Winter Road. There was a camp there. There is a indicated and inferred resource, about 4 million tons of indicated resource, 1.6% copper, 2% lead, 3.9% zinc, 0.8 grams of gold, and 49 grams of silver. In addition to that, there's about 8 million tons of inferred material. So when you put it together, there's one heck of a metal endowment on that project. There's been first round of metallurgy was conducted back in the early 2000s, but there hasn't been any work done on that project since about 2008 or 9. So that's a hidden value. And with today's push for copper and base metals, This is a heck of a value that's totally unrecognized. And I consider that a hidden gem within Golden Predator.
No, this is exciting. I think, oftentimes in markets when they consolidate, like we've seen since the last new high in gold, assets like this just don't seem to get valued properly, and are even considered. We're not even talking valuation. We're not even being considered in our current valuation for Golden Predator with this asset. So it really makes sense to really highlight this for our subscribers and what this could mean in a market, especially with copper, that I feel is going to be in play as well as the precious metals, possibly later this year. So my goodness, that's a wonderful deal.
Well, and Greg, this is the kind of thing that I'm really excited about with Jim, and potentially, following a shareholder vote, the combination of the companies is, revisiting and these assets, and really, 1 and 1 coming up with being equal to 5, and seeing the value of that consolidation of companies.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is interesting. So any other comments? Do we want to talk a little bit about Brew Creek and Gold Dome, other assets that the company has? I think everybody understands the story now about Brewery Creek. We now have the second potential development of a mine, and where do we go from there? So
yeah, I can talk a little bit about the other assets. So Marg is in vicinity to the Eagle Mine with Victoria Gold and Alexco's Keno. Gold Dome is in the same area, and it's another project that it came out of initial exploration work during World War II, when they were looking for tungsten, and they identified tungsten and gold in this area. So Gold Dome is another asset that we offer, as well as the Brew Creek project, which is, I think, the only exploration project in the Yukon that has a power line running through it. It's located right through the Robert Campbell Highway outside of Faro, and it's epithermal type of deposit. It's very high grade, and there's an internal resource that's been developed on that as well. So again, these combinations just offer a bit more than I think people have been aware of. We've been very focused on advancing Brewery Creek, and there's a bit more to the mix here.
yeah, I think, with Brewery Creek, I think everybody just understood that's a development play. But in the life cycle of a mining share, everybody's saying, wow, it's kind of a boring sideways story until we get closer to production. So this just changes the dynamics, in my view, with a very volatile market and a huge polymetallic VMS resource that's, basically, at a very advanced stage. So I would just say to anyone listening, I would say Golden Predator is going to move up my list at current prices. It is of great value, and we're trying to describe to you why that is so undervalued with some of these other assets, in addition to what most people understand as a development play. So with that being said, I think we'll sign off. Any last comments?
I'm going to let Jim have the last comments.
No, I think Golden Predator is a company with Viva coming in, the Tonopah project coming in, where we can make 1 + 1 = multiples. There's a lot of value to unlock here, and that'll occur, and that'll be my focus.